Happy Saturday, normalizers. I am so happy to be with you here today. And today is National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. Some of y'all might have seen it on our social media pages. And I had the pleasure this morning of heading out with my roommate and her boyfriend to grab some ice cream from Jenny's at like 9 a.m. because they opened early. And I had some tasty breakfast flavors from them, including banana French toast, coffee ice cream with sugar and cream, and ooey gooey butter cake, and it was phenomenal. So if you did not get in on that ice cream for breakfast today, I definitely recommend you go out and treat yourself with something today, because I definitely had a lot of fun with that. And I will use any excuse to eat ice cream. For those of you that are just joining us, episode 1, The Weight We Carry, was released about a week and a half ago now, and we're almost to 60 downloads. So thank you to everybody who's listening. And that's why I wanted to release today's episode, because I got some really great feedback that I wanted to share with everybody and kind of give a sneak peek at what's to come. Firstly, I did get feedback that the volume in episode 1 was really soft and y'all had to turn it up real loud to hear it. And then your ears would be blown out if there was a commercial. And you probably just heard the cat, land on the floor like he's a tiger. Anyway, continuing. So I definitely heard you guys when you said that, and I'll make sure going forward that our episode volume is a little bit more balanced. And I definitely have a friend who knows just the right thing to fix that. The other thing is, I had some data nerds reach out and they were asking about the data in regards to the bariatric surgery, which, if you listen to episode 1, Cass talked about that she knew somebody who died of post bariatric surgery when we were talking about the risks of, weight loss medications or weight loss surgeries, because that's a very popular thing right now. And in relation to the bariatric surgery, I did find an article in the National Library of Medicine. I'll post the link in the episode details. It's a 30-day mortality after bariatric assessment. And I found it very interesting because out of the 6,118 patients that underwent primary bariatric surgery, 18 deaths occurred, which is 0.3%, which is still quite low, but it was quite a bit higher than I anticipated. So I found it interesting looking at these statistics. The primary cause of death out of those 18 folks were 33% of the deaths, or one third of them, was due to sepsis, which is bacteria infection in the blood, followed by cardiac issues at 28%, and then a pulmonary embolism, which is a blood clot in the lungs, at 17%. So I think those are risks that could, happen probably with most surgeries. But I did find it interesting that those complications occurred, specifically with these bariatric surgery deaths. So I wanted to share a little bit nerdy statistics with you all since some of you were asking. And definitely want to fact check to ourselves. So if you ever hear us say something inaccurate, feel free to reach out to us and we will more than be happy to correct ourselves. So speaking of reaching out, I wanted to give everybody some ways to reach out to us because I love getting feedback and I love hearing everybody's ideas for future content. So the easiest way that probably everybody has access to is email. And we have an email. It's sensitive@outlook.com. It's ITSSENSITIVE at outlook.com. So it's sensitive with a plural S on the it. And we also have a Facebook page. It's sensitive. It's just called It's Sensitive, but you'll see our podcast logo. And then we also have Instagram, which is its_sensitive_podcast. We're also on Twitter at It's Sensitive. I know I'm old school calling Twitter and not X. And we're on Threads as well. So come check us out on one of our social media platforms. Feel free to reach out, provide feedback, ideas for future content. I am going to be the first person to say that I am not perfect, and I am more than willing to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions. Doesn't mean that I'll always, implement everything, but I love hearing how everybody's feeling about the podcast and what we're putting out there. So today's episode, like I said, is mini and short. We're at right around 5 minutes, but I definitely wanted to check in with everybody. And I am super excited about what we have coming up in the next couple episodes. So I haven't recorded them yet, but we have the speakers lined up. Episode 2, if I'm counting this as 1.5, is going to be about addiction, and we're going to kind of stay with that theme on mental health. So I have a gentleman coming in that I'm really close to, and it's going to get real and raw real fast. So definitely tune into that one, and it will be very insightful and real. Is the best I can say for that. Um, and then we're also pulling in some more women's health topics, especially in regards to pelvic health. And that applies to both men and women. But we'll have a primary focus on women, and I have some very exciting guests lined up. That might be a multi-part episode. So I can't wait to get this new content out to you guys. So again, hit us up at it's sensitive at outlook.com, or on Instagram, Facebook, uh, and Twitter. And I will talk to y'all soon. I hope y'all have a happy Saturday. Go get your ice cream.